Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first Tea Time with Tynan in a long time. First Tea Time with Tynan and Todd ever.
Yo.
For people who don't know, this is my great friend Todd. He's the first person that I really traveled with. We did a big life nomadic thing in 2008. And he's also the only reason I really pack minimally, because I wanted to get this huge backpack at the time. And he wanted to get this 28-liter one and somehow convinced me. And now I think it's both of us, that's a pretty large backpack. So anyway, can talk about whatever we want, but I do have all my gear over here. If anybody has any questions about it, I can show you different things, or we can just talk about whatever. Here we are. Look at this. Denny knows who you are. Look at this. Todd, legend.
What up?
Agreed. Todd is a legend. Let's zoom in here so we can see this better.
Since you brought it up, just for the record, Ty's definitely surpassed me in any sort of minimalist tendencies. My backpack, I think, now is maybe 21 liters. It's a mystery ranch, and mine's always packed, and Ty makes fun of me for having like a secondary overflow bag.
I wasn't going to say anything about the overflow bag. I was going to keep that, a secret.
And his is always half empty, so, the tables have turned.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing? What's going on? Oh, yeah, look at this. This is Jonas. So this is the guy.
Oh, yeah.
He helped me go see Beethoven in Bonn. So Beethoven did, as he was dying, he was writing his 10th symphony. It wasn't finished. And then over the course of years, researchers used AI to not like fill in the gaps, but figure out how he would make a full symphony from the little phrases that he had written down. And I was desperate to go to this thing. I couldn't find a ticket anywhere. And then Jonas figured it out for me and bought me a ticket. It was like super, super nice and an awesome experience. One of those things where as I was flying over there, I was like, what am I doing? I'm like flying to Germany for one day to see this concert. And then as I saw the concert, I was like, oh, totally worth it. Really, really fun. And yeah, speaking of readers and giving him credit, I don't know if he's here today. Maybe not. Today, thanks to Noah Adams, I'm drinking tea from, let's get one of the boxes here, from my tea pal. Oh, can we see it? No, too bright in here. It's really sunny here right now. Anyway, my tea pal, Tea Club. Oh, there he is. There's Noah. Nice.
Thanks, Noah.
Thanks, Noah. Yeah, I meant to email you, but this is the second day that we've been drinking it. We drank some yesterday. And so he signed me up for this awesome tea club. So we're drinking actually a Mending Shan Ganlu, which is crazy because we actually together went to Mending 3-4 years ago, had a bunch of teas, and Ganlu was my favorite from there. So it was pretty wild.
Saw a bunch of pandas.
To see it. Yeah. Whoa, look who else this is. Hold on, we have a lot of things. Christian.
Whoa.
You know Christian. Yeah, that's crazy.
Awesome.
Christian is like a super long time reader. Met him a couple times in San Francisco, and one time we somehow knew it was his birthday. Yeah. Remember that? We knew it was his birthday, and we just crashed his birthday party to say hi. That was kind of fun. That was a cool era of being in San Francisco. Yeah. Let's see. We've got some other questions here. Give us a demo of how you use the new backpack. Yeah, what do you want to see? You want to see how it's packed, or?
I would love to see that too. I've never seen it.
Yes, let's do that.
Seen the bag, but not in use.
Christian says hi to you too. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Okay, here's some feedback for tall, lanky guys. Tall, lanky guys, the woolen Prince jeans are too short and the pockets are too shallow for any modern phone. My phone fits okay in them.
And he's got a massive phone.
I do. Yeah, look at this brick. Speed Break Aviation. Who's that? Is that somebody I know from Austin? Hard to tell. He's got a crazy mask on. Awesome. So yeah, let me give you a little demo of the bag. I hadn't really thought through how I'm going to do this. Honestly, it's not really packed properly, but I couldn't find the right cable for the video for this. And so I've been running around for 20 minutes trying to find it. Eventually gave up, and then I just threw everything in the backpack. But I'll give you a run through anyway. So here's what it looks like. Pretty normal backpack. Let's see. I'm just going to dump all the stuff out and kind of show you how I'd put it in one by one. Let's see that. All right, so here's what I like about it. Let me take these out too, actually. So here you can see it's all Velcro here, and then this part's Velcro too. And so there are these things, random Hungarian coin. So there's these things here that have Velcro on the sides, and you can kind of make a tube like this. Oh, that's my brother's girlfriend, who's a hair person, put in tinsel in all of our hair for Christmas, and it fell out. Yeah, Golden Knights colors on that one. And then this thing can also kind of fold down these wings, so you could make it sort of into like 3 compartments like this. I don't use that way, I just use it this way. So what I do is I put this at the bottom of the bag, which I'll show you here. It is amazing having somebody else do the tea on this. I should do that every time. So now it's in there, and so you can sort of see, if I open up the side, how it creates a tube at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that too well, but kind of get the idea. I think you can see it. And so what I do is I stuff, these are my 2 jackets, and so I stuff these into the bottom there. And right now I don't have it as tight as I could, but you can really like jam it in there. You get the idea. So you can see how it's sort of see how it's in there. And so then you have all this area up here for your normal packing. You don't have to like sift through stuff that you're not going to use very regularly. The other thing I really like about this is it has these side pockets and these flaps. And when this thing is closed, you can also just sort of unzip the side of it and open this to reach in. So there's a zipped one here. I have like earplugs in this one. What else do I have in there? More earplugs. At the top, there are these magnetic clasps, and I have some tea bags there. And then on the other side, more tea. And this one has like a little coin pocket. I don't have anything in there. Anyway, you can imagine how everything else would fit in here. I usually put my Oculus down here, and probably it only goes up to here. So if I buy tea or something, I could fill the top. And then this part is sort of the while you're traveling access part. So you can slide your laptop in this pocket here. It has sort of another one here that I guess right now I have a Kindle in that actually I forgot, battery's dead. But you can put papers there. I have like COVID test. And then what I like is here, it has this sling that goes the full width. I know you can't really see this, but you get the idea. Sling, got some cables, and then it has some card pockets as well. So you can kind of put your cards in there. Or what else do I have? I just have a lot of cards. Oh, that's where that card went. Anyway, that's the bag. I don't know if that's what you were looking for, but that's what you get.
Fascinating.
Somebody's asking if Todd has a blog.
Not really.
I wish he had a blog.
No. In fact, I'm contemplating taking all my old writing off because it's just so, last time I wrote anything meaningful was maybe 10 years ago. Would like to be writing more, but I'm not at this point.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
I wish Todd would have a blog too, personally.
Mm-hmm. I can't bring myself to do much social media stuff these days. Like I think I had just posted one thing on Instagram for the first time like a month ago. So,
well, that's a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's see, some questions about bags here. I like the Peak design, but the shape of the everyday backpack is hard for travel. Is that the one I have? I think it's a good travel shape. I don't know. Go Ruck is a giant bucket with packing cubes. I hate packing cubes. I think packing cubes are like the worst part. I don't want to have to dig for the right cube, open it up, then dig through the cube. Too much work.
I was attracted by that idea too, but yeah, ultimately I don't know. I think the needing to make everything modular just adds a lot of weight and time to get through everything. So.
Yeah, it seems like a better idea than it is, but some people love them, so I don't know.
But I do like the thing that I like about the Go Ruck and the bag that I have now is it's a little bit
you should get your bag
closer to your body. Yeah, I'll grab it just for kicks. Go for it.
Peak design bag is a little bit heavy, but honestly, everything else is so light in my bag, and I keep getting rid of stuff. So I don't mind, but I would prefer if they had a lighter version, I would get it. I've also thought about getting the 15-liter one. Maybe just try it out. Someone else doesn't like the Peak design bags too rigid. I actually like that it's rigid. If I need to smush it down on something, it's flexible enough for that, but I think it looks nice how it's rigid. Kindle wasn't on your gear list. You travel with it often? Not really. I think it was in there from before I got the folding phone. That's why the battery's dead. We were just in Hawaii, and I had this idea that I was going to be reading the Kindle on the beach in Hawaii, but I ended up just reading my phone because actually this will be interesting. You can see the difference in size. I don't know how much it's going to show up. Yeah, I mean, you can really see. That's not the right way to hold it. See, the phone screen's bigger than the Kindle screen. And so, yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just as easy to just read on the phone, and it's always with me. So my place is kept and all that kind of stuff, even if I'm not on Wi-Fi. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oops. Oh, everybody always asks me this. You've answered this one briefly in a previous stream, but could really use more details on washing my single shirt while traveling. How often? Under the shower with shampoo. I so rarely wash this shirt, like 10 times a year, maybe. I don't know. So I'd say these days I'm doing much less like multi-month travel. So often if I'm just gone for a week or two, I'll just wash it before and after my trip. When I do, like if I do a workout or I do something sweaty and I want to wash it, I just wash it with regular shampoo in the shower, hang it to dry overnight.
I find that emulating a washing machine and a sink is like I used to just, sort of like suds it up and scrub it, that kind of thing. But what I've been doing is, you put the stopper in, fill it up with some water, and then like swish the shirt from side to side and make the water like flow through it, if that makes any sense.
Tyler's a cleaning expert too. I would trust him over me.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ty's a minority too. Like he doesn't smell very much, and you can get away with washing a shirt once every, so often. But for me, I got to wash my shirts like after every use. So.
Todd's also a cotton boy, so
yeah.
If I had a cotton shirt, I would wash it all the time. Here, show them your backpack.
Okay. Yeah, it's the Urban Assault 21, I think. And what I really like about this one, we had the Tom Bin Synapse for a long time, and that one is a great bag. I love the organization of it. There's so many cool pockets, and it's laid out so well. But it's really like a very short bag, and it's it fits well on like short people and stuff like that. And I feel like you miss out on a lot of. I feel like the bag can be slimmer, and so you can sort of blend in and stick out less and hit less people when you're walking around if you use the extra length. So yeah, that's part of what I like about this one.
What's up with this zipper situation here?
Yeah. It's the weird little like tri-zipper, so this thing opens up, which not ideal, kind of gimmicky, but it's not that big a deal. There's a little thing as you might expect on the top. I just keep passport and stuff like that in there. The one modular thing that I am sort of moving towards, or I'm going to experiment with, is you can get these little mesh bags that I use currently for. Let's see. Here's what I have all my like adapters in, sort of like little USB cables. And I think having these little mesh bags is a good compromise. Like I would like to have one of those on the top here with, say like the chargers that I use most often that keeps it separate from say. Like earplugs and stuff like that. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, a couple pockets here in the sides, a little laptop sleeve in the back, and there's one more little pocket in the bottom. But yeah, most of what I like about this bag is the shape and.
This is a good shape. I like a long thing.
Yeah, it just kind of blends in and doesn't stick out too much.
Let's see. Are native shoes good in the rain or snow? Have I been in snow with them yet? Maybe a little bit. I just don't really care if my feet get wet because they'll dry instantly. And my feet also don't get that cold. I mean, I wouldn't go through like feet of snow necessarily, but I guess something I think about with travel is when Todd and I first started traveling, we used to have waterproof everything, like to a hilarious degree, like waterproof socks, waterproof shoes, waterproof pants. Yeah. And it occurred to me that even living in like rainy places like San Francisco or Boston, I would never have any of those items. And so I try not to over accommodate. And like worst case, if we're going to do some activity, just buy some cheap Walmart boots or something.
Yeah. I just stopped carrying a real shell and started carrying a little soft shell because, realistically, I'm never going to be standing out in the rain for a long time. So.
Oh, good. I just got the question that I was hoping I was going to get. Here we go. Uh-oh. Scrolling on this thing kind of sucks though. All right, here we go. Can we see your tea containers and how you use your traveling setup? If you insist. Stored in your 3D printed Oh, have you noticed any quality degradation stored in the containers? I have not. Let me show it to you. This isn't the one in the gear post. This is because I left that in New York, and so I just bought this one because it was the only one that could get to me in time for my next trip, and I cannot possibly travel without my tea stuff. So this is what I'm most proud of. Look at this. Look how well this thing fits. The amount of it, and the reason it's not, there's a tiny gap is because you need a little air to pass when it goes in, like that. Damn, I love this thing. This was so much fun to make. So let's see. So each one screws in to the next one. Even the cap, I don't know if you can see, it's like domed a little bit so that it can fit snug with this thing. I don't know if you can see any of this. Oh, you can see that. Yeah, see, so it fits snug like that. And then I've got these NFC tags in it that are embedded fully in it, so they don't slide out or anything. And so I can show you a little demo of what I do here. If I scan it with my phone, just hold it up. So it says Tay Company Oriental Beauty, and then there's new tea and okay. If I hit new tea, then I type in the new name, tap it again, and it renames it. This might seem like a trivial problem to many people, but I got to tell you, I'll pack for a trip, and then I won't travel for a couple weeks, and I'll go back out, and I'll forget what the teas are. So it solves one of my bigger life problems. Yeah. I'm also messing around with, I got the bigger version, which I'm thinking about trying. I've got some other things like this that might make the list next year, so we'll see. It's always, always looking for upgrades.
It's a special kind of satisfaction, though, having this thing and knowing you're wasting no space, having the maximum tea you can.
It's so good. All right, let's see. A lot of different. I guess I'm not going to talk about every single backpack, but a lot of people talking about different backpacks. It's funny, like people really care about backpacks. I mean, I really care about backpacks.
Yeah.
So it's funny, how personal it gets. Let's see.
Do you read the one bag section on Reddit?
Yeah, there's some guy who posts my gear post every year, and I look at it, and I'm like, wow, he organized it a lot better than I did. It's like, yeah, it's kind of a cool subreddit though.
Yeah, I understand getting excited about that stuff, but man, they get way more excited about that stuff than I ever could.
Yeah, I do think like the travel is more exciting than like once you get down to a certain level of lightness and like non-hassle. I don't know. It seems like kind of a waste of time. Yeah. Diminishing returns. Somebody just landed in Hilo. Nice. Todd and I love Hilo. Todd and I, we probably go to Hilo together more than just about anywhere else.
Yeah, Zach, if you've been there before, you have any places that you're excited about?
Yeah. MVP of tea time is Todd's hair and stash.
Wow, thank you.
Certainly not my hair and stash, that's for sure.
Tell my mom that. Every time I shave like this, she gets so upset. I call her and she goes, "No, what did you do?"
Have you lost the little bag for your Montbell jacket before? If yet, did you? Yeah, I have lost it.
Wait, yours folds up into the pocket, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I fold mine up in the pocket.
Montbell jacket?
Yeah.
Do you have a pocket in yours?
Yeah.
You have the Japanese one?
Oh, wait. Is this a shell or a?
I don't know, the Montbell jacket.
Yeah, here.
The puffy jacket.
I'm going to grab it. I'll show it to you. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm going to learn something new here, too. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as small as the bag. But...
I bought one at Montbell, Japan, and it wasn't quite the right size. They don't have the exact right size. It was all right. Wouldn't do it again. I think I would probably research more. I think you could actually get an even smaller one. Wow, really? You're going to fold that into the pocket?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it doesn't get as small as the thing that you're doing.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was like half the reason that you want a pocket with these things. Took my mask off.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if the Montbell sizing has changed, but I just discovered recently, that I'm like in between sizes. So I'm kind of, if I lose this thing, I'm kind of scared to get a new one.
He does that. Let's see. Bigger version is not titanium, but honestly, I got this one and it's like barely lighter than the other one, wherever that went. I also like the smooth finish, but I think I might replace both of these with something else. I ordered a few different things. Oh no, are you kidding me? Look at that. Let's do a comparison of these things.
I'm not trying to this isn't going to beat a compression bag, but
it's way too big though.
Okay. Well, you just put it in the bottom of your backpack and the backpack compresses.
It's like double the size. Okay. Fake news. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Look at this. Somebody found out about my thing because yeah. Nice. Any GAN charger you're looking at to replace the car charger. Yeah, actually, if you look in the comments of the gear post, a reader suggested an awesome looking universal adapter. It really looks smaller than anything else. So actually, my doorbell could ring with the delivery at any point because I ordered one. And I've got all the smallest GAN chargers. I actually like the Anchor one. It's actually, I think Todd made this point and he made me switch back. It's volumetrically, it's slightly bigger than the Aki one, or maybe it's the other way around, but it's a better shape. It's more flat, so it fits into that little sling a little bit better. I would show it to you, but it's powering this whole situation, and this laptop's battery sucks. This is my old laptop, so you can just imagine it or look it up on.
That's your old laptop?
Yeah. Wow, look at this. I'm helping the guy get birthday presents. Oh, what's up, Hassan? I've seen this guy forever. My girlfriend uses your gear post as inspiration to buy me birthday presents. It worked very well, and I'm getting cool stuff. Well, next time you want her to get you something, send me an email, and I'll just sneak it on there. Make sure you get it. With all of your traveling, how much money do you spend on flights each year, if you don't mind me asking? I don't know, honestly. I mean, it varies so much. I'd say the key is that like any expensive flight, you can just use miles, and especially like last minute flights or like super long haul ones. There's tons of really good flight deals that you can use opportunistically. Like there was one year Todd and I did 3 round the world trips for like, I think the most expensive one was $300. Cheapest one was like $150. Going to like, that's how we discovered Budapest for the first time. So I think it's more about like how you travel and where you care about. Like, I'll spend a lot of money if I have to be somewhere a certain date, but if you're flexible, it's a lot easier.
I remember the last time I totaled everything up was many years ago, probably like 3, 4, 5 years ago. And I think it was like maybe 6K or 7K. But, yeah.
It's not bad. And it's for a lot of traveling too.
Yeah. But it feels like deals are always changing. So
seems like in your last post, you're sort of a loss for new life projects. What about these? Come on.
Wow.
Would having kids be considered?
Tough love.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's a good question. Definitely not considering having kids now, but I think my interest in having kids is very, very low, like 0. But I could see a path where, thinking about projects I could do and ways I could spend my time, that like I could see a path where it's like, oh, I should have kids because that's the most interesting thing I could do. That sounds like a really like mechanical way to decide to have kids, but I could just see the priority shifting to where that did become something I want to do. But seems unlikely from this point. I feel like nobody ever believes me. This is a funny one. How many items of clothing do you actually travel with? Like really none. Like my backpack, if it's winter or spring or fall or whatever, my backpack literally has 1 pair of underwear, and then it's everything I'm wearing. So I've got this t-shirt, I've got, you can imagine, I've got jeans on, and then I've got this button down still folded from being in the gear post photo. So, I might like fold this and put this in the bag if it's like a little bit warm. That's really it. And no socks, which everybody on one bag makes a big deal of how I have no socks. It's like bolded and exclamation points.
Yeah, I can attest to that. If you ever had more than 1 shirt in your backpack and 1 shirt on your body, I'd be really surprised.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd be surprised too. Is Vegas or Hilo better for raising kids? I just don't know about raising kids. Maybe Hilo though.
I think Hilo.
All the like nature and sort of laid back vibes. Yeah, I don't know that Vegas is actually that good of a place to raise kids, honestly. I think you could make it a good place, but I don't think it's necessarily like an awesome place by default.
Yeah. I wonder about their education too.
Yeah, it might not be that good.
Yeah.
You ever consider commissioning someone to make a bespoke bag? I'm sure it'd be possible. I would love to do this. I had a reader who was doing it for me, and I actually have a prototype. Oh, maybe I should get the prototype. I'll get the prototype in a sec. He made me this awesome prototype. The like build quality was clearly like hand stitched, like draft, but the functionality was so good. I'm very humble. I had a genius idea for this backpack, like truly like a genius design nobody's ever done before. And I was so excited to get it made. And then he had a baby, so he got busy. And then my friends at Manal, for a while, they were sort of like saying maybe they were going to do it. And I'd be like, what are the chances? They'd be like 70%. And then COVID happened. And it's like down to 10. If anybody knows anybody who can custom make a backpack, I would really pay a lot of money to have a good version of my backpack made.
No, I was just about to say, a while ago, I ran into something, and I forget the name of it. It was probably like maybe 2 years ago in the never-ending search for the perfect backpack, and I think the name was something about monkey something or other. They were maybe close to Malaysia or something, and I think they're still making backpacks. I don't know if they're doing custom ones, but yeah, that was an option at the time.
I need that so bad. I'll go get my bag. So. Max says, I have a Uniqlo down jacket. Can't really justify getting the Montbell. It doesn't pack as compact, but it's also a quarter the price. I get that. I mean, it depends on your budget and everything. I guess what I've found personally is that if I just buy something awesome, like I've had this Montbell jacket I've had 2 of them. The first one only died because we had a massive bonfire on the island when we were like clearing land for the yurt, and there were sparks everywhere and it burned holes in it. So I had to get a new one. But I probably had this one, I guess it was since then. So maybe like 7 years or something like that, or 6 years. You know, what's the cost per use or the cost per year of buying something awesome like that? You know, everybody has different finances, but I find it's often worth it, even if it's like a bitter pill to swallow up front. But also probably Uniqlo one's great too.
It is fun not having to worry about any of your gear, you know, like the Uniqlo one disappears, kind of like your minivan. Like
that's true.
If it flies off the face of the earth, no big deal.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at this. Hockey player in the house. I'm a hockey player and think it's great that you're getting into hockey. Let's play a game. Can I come practice with you or learn how to play hockey? I'm into hockey. I want to play. It's the kind of thing where you watch and you think, probably I'm a natural NHLer. Then you ski once and you realize you're not. Reviews for the Philips One toothbrush make it sound like a toothbrush with a battery on it. Naysayers. Todd doesn't like it that much.
I'm not into this thing. Yeah. It's the vibration is.
I'm gonna get my backpack while you make fun of my toothbrush.
Yeah, the vibration is slower. Not much more to say about it than that. Yeah, I guess so. I actually have this little one. It's a Seago like SG507 or something like that, and it's. I searched far and wide for a toothbrush that I could charge with USB, and so there's it charged like a micro USB cable plugs directly into the toothbrush. And that thing is like tiny. I'd say it probably doesn't clean as well as a Sonicare, but in my opinion, way better than that little Philips one. So, I think SG507. Check it out.
All right.
Sold in Japan under the name Ferrywell.
So here's my demo backpack. You can see it's kind of like broken and the handle's coming off. But I'll show you the genius level thing about it. Look at the stitching. This is when I tried to stitch it myself. Not much of a seamster. Let's see. All right. So inside, wow, I haven't seen this thing in so long. So inside, if you just have it open, it's one big compartment. Also, notice it's yellow on the inside. It makes it much easier to see stuff. You're not going to like lose a little black cable down there. So, and also, I think this wasn't the final color I wanted, but fluorescent light converts non-visible spectrum to visible spectrum. That's why it looks so bright. So it actually makes it much easier to look inside your bag. So you can see it's a big tube. So if you want to put something big in there, no problem, you can. But it also has these little dividers here. So if I zip this thing in, now I just did one zipper. Now it has a platform, right? So I could have compartment there, and it has these zips on the bottom, sort of like how I pack stuff. So you could now jam your jackets back there and really compress it. It has another one to do another layer. This one's not. If anybody wants to steal my idea and just make a backpack, definitely can. I'll buy one. So then I zip the second layer in. Now it has a much smaller area, right, where you could kind of have your like ready access to your clothing. But now look at this. If you unzip this thing in the front, that zipped in thing, it's broken, but you can see it. Oh, it's really broken. It had compartments in it. So you could have like adapters, chargers, stuff like that. So it's really adaptable. On the inside, it has like this little pocket. I mean, I guess the rest of the stuff is kind of just basic, what you'd expect. Laptop pocket back here. Oh, this was another innovation. So I have like super flexible, this wasn't as flexible as I wanted it to be, material. The idea was that you could like, let's see if it'll work. You could like jam a phone in there and it'll work. And it's almost like a sock. So it expands to hold your phone, but it doesn't have a big bulky thing. forgot. I think I had some secret pockets somewhere. I don't know where they are now. Oh yeah, there it is. It has a little Velcro behind this thing for passport, so you can have easy access to a passport. Guys, genius backpack. Let's somebody steal my idea and make this thing so I can buy one. But I would pay a lot of money for that.
Make it long and slim, and I'm in.
No, we could talk. We could negotiate. Let's see. Oh, look, here's somebody. Oh, Denny. All right. If you want to connect some makers on what's MyOG? What is that? Do you know what that is? RMyOG? Make your own gear. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, I would definitely be interested in that. That'd be great. So it's gonna email me. Awesome. Sweet. Appreciate that. Oh boy, so many more things. Scrolling on this thing kind of sucks, unfortunately. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Will Fly More continue? I used to get emails on flight deals. Todd made a really good flight deal notifier that he's, you think I'd have no projects to tell him to do this thing. God damn it.
Fly More will not continue. I think there's already like Scott's Cheap Flights and that kind of thing that has a little more traction. And I really enjoyed making it, but I don't know. I honestly, I was searching for less flight deals, and so it sort of aligned a little less with what I was already doing. Yeah. But man, I'm glad you got some use out of it. Thank you.
It's pretty cool. Can we have Todd on more often? I hope so. Love to. Yeah. The problem is he lives in Japan primarily now, and I'm not allowed to go to Japan. And for certain reasons, hard for him to come here a lot. But
yeah, the quarantine is still 2 weeks, like mandatory. You have to stay in a hotel. Like when I go back in a couple of days, I got to stay in a hotel for 3 days and then stay at home for 2 full weeks. And they track your location with your phone and stuff. So I just have been back and forth less. But yeah, would love to be around more. Thank you.
You might be spending more time in Vegas.
Yeah, planning on it.
Yeah. Dentists seem to like any kind of electric toothbrush in general, more cleaning than manual. That's how I feel about this little Philips one. I love the size and shape of it. It's definitely not as good as like any sort of decent home one, but I feel like it's better than a regular one. So that's where I make it. Cut off. See how the scrolling sucks. All right, let's see. Thank you. Tell Manal, if enough people, if they thought enough of my readers would buy it, they would make it. I think that's like the real thing.
That was the one that got us. That got you the tea, right?
Yeah. Noah's the guy who's responsible for this.
Yeah, I want to say too, in case you're horrified at how long we're steeping this, we were drinking this beforehand too, so it's kind of we're getting the last little bits out of it. So don't think we're total monsters.
Yeah, I forgot that I was going to drink tea on here, and Todd's staying here for a while, so every morning we just have our tea. Let's see. What city in Japan? Todd is in Tokyo.
I am in Tokyo. Yeah.
Great city. They're asking about how you can get into the. How can you get into the country?
Ooh, let's see. They had I think they had some little scheme where if you're like in Taiwan or some other relatively clean country, you could go in if you're a business person. They're always like, their economy's okay, but not the best, so they want tourist dollars and other stuff. Long story short, I don't think you can unless you have a resident visa right now. So,
which you have.
I think you just have to wait. Yeah.
Or we've been secretive about that.
I mean, I do have. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Todd got a resident visa. Pretty cool. Yeah. We made it to the end. Oh, let's see. Do you use the Oculus for anything besides gaming, like watching movies, fitness? Not really. I just find it's not quite comfortable enough with the regular strap to like bother watching a movie on the airplane. Although I did play Tetris Effects on a few flights, and it really makes the flight go by fast. It's pretty cool how immersive it is. I also tried to play this game called Pixel Ripped that felt like a stationary game, and then next thing I knew, I was like punching the seat in front of me, and I was like, if this guy looks back here and sees me punching his thing in VR.
Yeah, you don't get much sympathy like that.
You really don't. Todd's also really big into Population One. It's been one of the cool ways that we keep in touch. When he's in Japan, we didn't see each other for over a year. And we would play Pop One like every day, and because you can see each other in it and you can chat, that's a fun way to like feel like you're hanging out with your friends during quarantine times.
Yeah. If you're FaceTiming, you're like the pressure's on to have conversation 100% of the time, but it's sort of like it's like if you're looking at each other versus looking out together at the same scene, you're doing something together, not just like talking.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% true.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Second favorite game after Pop 1. I'm addicted. I love Echo. I mean, I haven't played it because I love Pop 1 so much, but that was my favorite game before. And actually, funny story about Echo VR. I was playing it, just random teams. And then I got an email afterwards that said, hey, I think I saw you in Echo VR. It's your buddy Max from middle school. And it's my friend from like second or third grade. It was probably, or third grade, I guess. Maybe we became friends. And now we play Population 1 almost every day.
And he came to visit Vegas after that.
That's true. And he came to visit Vegas. Yeah, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Working out while traveling. Can you recommend content? Oh, I don't do it. I should, and I don't.
A friend recommended on Reddit. There's like an R body weight section or something like that, and they have a travel one that they've recommended. I haven't checked it out yet, but a friend was saying, "Oh, you should do this." So check it out.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Mm-hmm. Todd and I actually, if you search, you'll find we have this video of us doing a CrossFit workout in the United Lounge in Houston in like 2008, and we were very hardcore. When we first did Life Nomadic, we never missed a workout, and we ate fully vegan, no flour, no sugar for like 6 or 9 months or whatever. With like, remember the only time we broke was when we were on that 36-hour train in Cambodia, and there was no food available, and someone brought like rice, and so we ate rice. But we did this workout, and then we went to Carnival in Panama, in this little city called Las Tablas, Panama. And all of a sudden, these huge guys, like much taller, bulky, strong guys, come up to us and they're like, "Hey."
Well, I had a video camera out, and I was like videoing all the fireworks and everything. And not like priceless, but it was kind of an expensive camera, and the city was like a small city, and not too high key. But anyway.
And these guys come up to us, and they're like, "Hey, we know you." And we're like, I don't think so. Don't want any problems. Like, no, we know you. And we're like, I don't think so. I don't think we know you. They say, no, we saw your YouTube video about CrossFit. And it was the one in the lounge. We ended up becoming good friends with those guys.
Yeah. I think now they run the best CrossFit place in Panama City, in Panama.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's like Ageless Fitness in Spanish or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It used to be Briga, right? It's like
it was Briga training, and now I think it's like No Age Fitness or something. But yeah. Oyden, if you see this,
what's up? What's up, guys?
Yeah. And Oriel.
Last tea time you mentioned someone was a Kiwi friend. That means someone from New Zealand.
His mouth is constantly full of fruit.
Yeah. Somebody just constantly eats kiwis. I mean, it's one or the other. Yeah. What's up, Brian Lee Nash? He sent me some tea as well, actually.
Oh, sweet.
Met him in Vegas, and he sent me some awesome tea from a local place called Tea and Whisk.
Oh. What's up?
This isn't the one, but Tea and Whisk from Vegas.
Yeah.
Do you ever drink coffee? I do not. Todd drinks decaf sometimes.
Yeah.
Also in Austin, have you ever visited West China Tea House that Sohan runs? I have. I visited it once or twice and had a really good experience. And then the last time I was there, I had like I went in, it was really weird. I didn't tell you about this. I wanted to buy a tea tray for Noah because I always visit Noah and he's been getting into tea, but he didn't have a tea tray. And I went in and there was like all these people around a table drinking tea, which, is cool. And I sort of walk in, I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they just sort of look at me like I'm like intruding. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, hey, I wanted to buy something. And he's like, oh, you want to have some tea? It's like, sure. And he's like, okay. And then he didn't give me any tea. It was just like this weird thing where like it seemed like I was bothering them to like buy stuff, but they were like open. It was like normal hours. I guess I've just been to like so many tea houses where they're like super friendly and like it's just a sort of a weird vibe. I don't know. I'm not explaining it in a way that makes it sound that bad. And it wasn't that bad, but it was like just enough that I was like, I don't need to go back to this place. But they do have good tea. I bought tea from them and it was good. Did you look into other laptops before upgrading the X1? Not really. I love the track point so much that I'm not like any real. Can't imagine a laptop that would be so good that that didn't have a track point that I'd be willing to give that up. I do kind of wish I bought the X1 Nano. It's a little bit smaller, lighter weight, and seems like it would probably be fine for me. And I should have just bought it just to try something new. But I think next time I can go to Japan, maybe I'll buy one there and try that. I would love to see it in person too, just kind of see what it's like. Let's see. One last thing I'll say is there are some that are so light, they're like under a kilogram. And I used to have one. It just feels like a hollow box. I mean, they're so light. I can see that. I also thought about getting a Bluetooth keyboard that had a stand so I could like put this in it and use it as like a little screen, because this can also basically stream a full desktop experience to a TV. Even if you're using it as a phone, it does it in the background, which is pretty cool. And so I had this idea that maybe I would get like high-res monitors in every place and I would stream it, but it just wasn't quite there. But I think maybe in the future it might get there. Let's see. Financial quote. Oh, wait, where'd it go? There we go. Managing money like billionaire article. You say you may switch stuff up during highly inflationary times. Any changes to your strategy this year? Todd, do you hodl, bro? He certainly doesn't sell. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I did sell at a terrible time, and I'll never make that mistake again.
That's true too.
Yeah.
So I just read a book by Ray Dalio, which is who I based all this stuff on anyway, or a lot of it anyway, most of it, called what is it, Principles for Dealing with a New World Order, or something like that. Todd actually got me onto it, and I think I probably will make some changes based on that. Not sure how drastic they'll be or not. I think part of the point of the whole balanced all-weather portfolio is that it can accommodate a lot of it. But I've been watching Ray Dalio's 13F filings, which anytime he buys or sells, he has to report it because he's so big. And it seems like he's switching a little more into China, which dovetails into basically the message that I took away from that book. So I may be doing that. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't have a concrete answer, but it's something that I'm doing a lot of research into now. I'm reading a book called The Long Road by Rush Doshi, I think, or something like that. That's sort of more about this. So it's something I'm getting deep into these days, and I think might result in some sort of change. Let's see. Yeah, Woolen Prince makes underwear. I've tried them. They're fine, but I like briefs a lot better. So, yeah. Do you still play poker? Not often, but Todd was one of the guys that I sort of, back in the phase where I was playing a ton of poker, we would come to Vegas all the time and play. So when he's here, actually, maybe we should go play poker tonight.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, when he's here, we go play poker. I guess we've only played 2 times maybe, but yeah. Let's see. Oh my gosh, yeah. You actually use the track point. Of course I use the track point. Track point is so much better. It has a steeper learning curve. So like in the first week, it's much worse. But just think about it. You don't have to move your hand. You don't have to do this stupid thing where you're like scrolling back and forth. It's always there. It's a little more difficult to learn, but it's much better. And your palm doesn't hit it. I hate trackpads. I have mine disabled. So whenever someone wants to use my laptop, they hate it because
I use a Mac, and it's always like, I use the computer a fair amount, but there are still lots of times when I'm trying to move something and like part of my other palm is on the touchpad or something. And it's just, it's much less precise than using the track point.
Yeah.
I still miss that.
What's up, Matthias? Hey, you're in Uruguay. That's cool. Wait. Yeah, that's right. You were telling me you were going to move to Uruguay. Now you did. Amazing. Very cool that you did that. I have tried mate and a gourd. Not my thing. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have the right one or something. But yeah, not my thing. Oh, look at that. Here's a good one. Shalom from Finland. Have found the sauna making writing very interesting. Every house and building here has one, so it's good to see building. What a country where everybody has a sauna. Unbelievable.
It's real civilization. Yeah.
They're very good for holistic health, body, mind. I agree. Actually, right over there, you can't see it. I have an infrared one. And as I wrote, I built a building with my dad to house a real sauna. And I got the coolest sauna heater. I'm going to go get it so you can see how cool the sauna heater is. I didn't even know cool sauna heaters existed.
Perfect timing. I can get some more water.
Oops. It's really show and tell. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Here, let me get out of the way.
Yeah.
Just gonna rest it on. Someone tunes in at that split second. It's gonna look really good.
So I haven't installed it yet. Look at this awesome sauna heater. It's funny. I was like, oh, let me turn it so they can see the side. It's just like this, like, sort of bulge of rocks that goes on the side of the sauna. So cannot wait to get this thing finished and install it. All right, that's it for the sauna here. Show this up. It's been this thing's bigger than it looks. What do you think? Oh, this is huge. All right. I'm also doing a steam room. I haven't bought the steam room thing yet, but let's see. Is it a smoke sauna? What is that?
That sounds like it's probably not good
Smoke
for your
sauna.
lifespan.
It's a smoke sauna. How are you? It's like a real sauna. It's like a heating element, like a Finnish sauna. Oh, I'm gonna nail this one. Can you hate loyalaya, which, as everybody knows, means throw the water on? You can. Yeah. That's why I wanted to get it over the infrared one. Seems like from the little research I've done that the infrared one may actually be better for you, but it's certainly a much less enjoyable, fun experience. So I'm going full finish on this one. Can't wait. Do you ever listen to Joe Rogan? Do you have thoughts on his increasing reach, popularity for discussion? Yeah, I don't like Joe Rogan. I think he's like, he's an expert in some things like MMA. I really enjoy his MMA commentary. Mm-hmm. Something that's interesting about him is whenever I've watched one of his podcasts where I don't know anything about the topic or don't know much about the topic, I think, wow, just a bunch of geniuses talking. This is really interesting. And then the few times when I've watched one and it's been something that like I've really known a lot, I'm like, oh, he has no idea what he's talking about. And he just like, he sounds smart. I also don't like how he talks too much. I'd rather hear the guests. I think like all of his stuff on COVID is like pretty dumb. So not a Joe Rogan fan, except for his MMA stuff. I think he's like the best MMA commentator. Let's see. Oops. Uh-oh. Tynan, are you basically semi-retired? I get a feeling for most of your life you've been semi-retired. I think basically I've been retired forever. I mean, the thing is this, that like, I care a lot more about my life and how I spend my time than I do about money. So in times when I've had like almost no money, like I was living in an RV and I was still basically retired, even though I had like no income or assets or anything. And now, I have more money, but I still, I spend time productively, but I definitely prioritize doing what I want to do, spending time with people, drinking tea. So I think in a lot of ways I am at least semi-retired. And who knows, see where that goes. Could go either way, but I think in general, I just prioritize like living my life.
I can attest, he spends almost no money. So
yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Except on sauna heaters. That thing was, it was hard to bite the bullet on that one, to be honest with you. Here we go. Track point for 2 weeks. Do two just in case. I think one, you'll kind of reach parity with the thing and disable the trackpad so your hand doesn't hit it.
And then after that, if you're looking for another challenge, try the Dvorak.
Big time.
That's great. That's another thing that takes about 2 weeks for you to, start feeling comfortable with it. And man, my wrists used to get a little bit sore, and since then, nothing. And if you ever go for a job interview and they have to change the keyboard layout, everyone's like,
"Oh, yeah, there you go.
This person's serious." Yeah, I think that's probably why I got hired. So.
Yeah, Todd and I switched to Dvorak at the same time, and like, yeah, it's somewhat tricky couple weeks, but you never look back from there. It's great. Do you travel with consumables other than tea and water? I travel with.
Sounds like a weed pen.
yeah, vape pens everywhere, guys. Only toothpaste. I have not used soap or shampoo for maybe 5 or 6 years now, except washing my hands. But
and I don't smell anything right now, so
yeah. I wonder what the deal is with that. Ever consider Parsec or another remote desktop service and skip that? Maybe I'll have to look into that. I host all my own servers and everything, so I definitely don't want my like computer being on someone else's server, but I don't know anything about it, so I should maybe I'll look into it. Dang, how baller is that? 3 million saunas in a country of 5.5 million people. The parliament has one. When presidents host foreign heads of state, they go together too.
Wow.
I would love to see Trump in a sauna. That'd be amazing. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh, he's not asking me, but I'm going to answer this one anyway. Yeah, he's asking what he thinks of steam rooms versus saunas. I love steam rooms. Steam room is my favorite thing on planet Earth. So the main reason I'm building that building outside is because I want a steam room. But then I thought if I'm building a steam room, I should also have a sauna. But the steam room, if I have to run the power for it soon, if there's not enough power and I have to choose one, go in steam. Oh, here's a question for you.
I'm on Team Steam.
Team Steam. Team Steam. That's good. In Budapest at Széchenyi Baths, there's an herbal sauna, herbal steam room where all of the steam comes through this like mesh tray.
Went down the wrong way. Sorry.
Mesh tray of herbs, and it smells amazing. It's like you're like in tea or something. It's the first time I've booted this computer in forever. It has Windows, and boy, am I getting a lot of notifications for stupid things.
Huh.
This is a good question. What kind of watch does Todd wear?
Oh,
Todd's got a cool watch.
Actually, it's funny. I actually just got a second one. This is some Timex something or other that, I don't know. I just
Wait, that's not the.
wanted something different.
Where's the good one?
Yeah, the good one's in my bag.
All right,
the good one.
Go get the good one. Let's see it.
All right, hold on. Yeah, the good one is it's a Seiko watch that is discontinued. Basically, I want something that is radio controlled, so I never have to set it, and something that's solar. And then recently, I want something that's hefty, and metal. I used to have one of those Casio metal ones that's pretty simple, and I like the simple stuff.
Something to impress the ladies with the.
No, but I want
precious
something
metal.
I went rafting on the river in New Braunfels 15 years ago, and my watch hit the side of the thing and got dented. So I sort of have this idea that I want a really solid watch these days. I don't know if y'all can see this. It needs to be charged.
Do the hand behind it. So
I need to replace the battery when I get back to Japan.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. It actually worked.
Yeah, but this has world time. It's not like the ideal thing, but it's super, super solid. Nice bracelet. And solar and radio controlled. So
Pretty cool.
the model number, if you're looking for it, is.
Yeah, I'll type it out so people can see it.
Sure. Well, if I can find it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you later.
All right. I think this is a good point too about the sauna steamer. He says there's room for both saunas to sweat out the impurities, steamers to pour cleanse and jump off the ice. I mean, why not do both? My plan, I think it's gonna be the most luxurious retired life ever. Every morning when I wake up, I want to do sauna and steam, and then when it's warm enough, I'm kind of a wimp with cold water, but when it's warm enough, jump in the pool. Can't even, and then drink tea. Might not have time for anything else after I do all that.
It's nice to have retired friends.
Wait, I think this is the wrong person. He says, Noah Adams, your blog post about renting a water park was awesome. Found you via Ty's YouTube. Was that Noah or was that my friend Nick? I think it was my friend Nick. Maybe it was both. That'd be incredible.
I should meet if so.
Yeah. Let's see what this question is. Does a person who took the vaccine versus not taking the vaccine, does it define one's life going forward? Hope not. Don't think it should define your life. Dvorak took just 2 weeks. Yeah, I'd say even probably a week before it's manageable but annoying, and then 2 weeks where it's yeah, totally fine.
I'd say after a week maybe you get to 30 words a minute, and after 2 weeks you probably get up to 50, 60, somewhere that you're not compromising from where you were before.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people are asking that. See, this is a problem with this chat I get behind. Dvorak's great for RSI and ergonomics. That's the main reason I switched. Don't have to be faster, but I have no wrist pain anymore, and I used to have a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. The jeans you posted a picture of in your gear post look like a lighter blue color in the dark jean color. I think it was just the exposure. You can see what I'm wearing now. Yeah, they're pretty dark.
Yeah, pretty dark.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, someone else said Dvorak took 2 weeks. When I switched, I think it was actually before the gear post 1 year. I had so much stuff to write, and then we committed. We're all right, we're not going back. And then I was I've got 5 blog posts to write, but that did help me get it faster. But I was writing a word a minute in the beginning of that.
We used a program called 10 Thumbs Typing Tutor.
That's right.
And I really like that program. I think it's still around, but maybe just for Windows.
Make your own sauna. It's not super challenging. I'm going to do that. If you have any recommendations on where I should buy the wood, let me know. It doesn't seem like Home Depot has it. And for that reason, I was thinking about just buying a kit, but I'd kind of rather do it myself anyway, so I can just make it be the right size and not have to figure it out in advance.
Oh, that's a good question. Dvorak versus Colmac?
Yeah, I think Colmac is probably better. Maybe it's worth just doing that if you're starting now. It seems to be such marginal improvements that I think it really doesn't matter. The whole point is that your hands just don't move.
The benefit of Dvorak is it's loaded. It comes loaded on every operating system you'll use. Whereas Colmac, you might have to download some drivers for it or something like that. Yeah. You're trying to set up in a machine. Yeah, and I think the improvement would just be marginal.
Yeah. Have you found a travel adapter that's also a converter? You don't need one. Every single thing you have, unless you have something very specific. I can't remember the last time I saw anything that's only 100 or only 240, except for some tea water heaters. So you probably don't need to. Look at the back of any of your chargers, and they all do anything. You want to answer this one?
Yeah.
There we go. Todd, besides having the best hair and stash ever, what do you do for money if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I do software engineering stuff, and I'm sort of on a break right now. So, but yeah, I programming stuff.
No, I'm going to throw you a softball because I know what you're going to talk about. What projects is Todd most excited about right now? Here's one that's going to have a lot of people excited.
Let's see. I feel like there are a couple different ways to answer that. What I've been working on the last little while is a weather visualization thing for Japan. The weather service there used to have this really nice 7-day forecast where you could see what was happening in the whole country. And it's big enough that there's so many interesting things to do, but small enough that's really easy to get everywhere. So I would often, just go someplace for a few days, and you want to see the forecast and see what's going to be nice in the next week. They changed the layout, which I really didn't like, and I found that you could just grab all the data yourself, which is the case in I think most countries that have national weather services. So I've been working on a visualization of that. If you want to go see the current iteration right now, it's tenki.so. Tenki means weather in Japan, and so is sort of so if you say tenki so, it's kind of like, oh, the weather. Ty hates these TLD domains, but I'm not too down on them. So yeah, thanks for asking.
If it's not a .com, I'm not going there.
Yeah, exactly.
What you do is shoes and socks. My feet I don't know, you just get used to it. I was just in Budapest, and it was below freezing a lot of the times, and my legs would get a little bit cold. My ears, I've got big ears, so they get cold if I didn't have a hat on, but feet don't really get cold. You just get used to it. You keep extra clothes in your house, keep safe from schlepping them around, just apply to shoes. It's more that I keep location specific stuff. It's not like I have a whole extra wardrobe everywhere, but on the island, we only now built a shower, so I would get pretty gross by the end of a week of no shower. So I had a second set of woolen Prince clothes there so I could get on the plane at the end and not be disgusting. In Budapest, I have a really warm jacket. A lot of that is so I don't have to unpack my jacket there. I just keep it in the thing. But no, I don't think. Oh, I do have island shoes that are just filthy Crocs. Then I keep. This is a luxury thing. I keep pajamas everywhere too. Often because we have small places and we have a lot of guests, and so I can walk around in my pajamas instead of my underwear. Let's see. Yes, I'm a touch typist. One cool thing about switching to Dvorak is when you're relearning it, you really get to get all the fingers right. When I was a QWERTY touch typist, there were definitely some keys I was doing incorrectly just because I'd learned it so long ago. So I think that's another advantage to switching.
I think it's really cool too when you have a Dvorak keyboard and all the keys, are the normal keys. So somebody sits down, they start typing, and they can't use your computer.
Yeah.
From a sort of security standpoint, it's cool.
Yeah, I'd say one of the goals of having a laptop is to make it miserable for anybody else to use it. Yeah. I really enjoy that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, it's funny. Somebody remembers the weather visuals from living there. That's cool.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, where in Japan were you? Just curious.
Have you tried bean count for finance tracking? I just do a spreadsheet at the end of the month. I just don't want all my stuff on somebody else's site. I don't know. Americans are not comfortable with nudity, so I guess you need pajamas. Yeah, not necessarily if my family visits, so I want to be walking around in my underwear. Just kind of weird. We made it to the end of the questions. Oh, no, there's more. It's from Setakaya. Yeah. This is so fun. Man, people are so obsessed with these shoes.
Oh, and Setakaya. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Speaking of tiny shoes, how do you go on serious hikes with myself? With the normal shoes, it's just not that big of a deal. I've hiked the Andes with sandals. I hiked up like icy mountains with these things. Where did I just go? I just did some big hike. Where was it? Where was I? I just did a big hike with my Crocs. When we went.
In Vegas down
there.
there.
Yeah, we went to Vegas.
Springs,
we went to Gold Strike Hot Springs. We have to like climb up rocks, scramble down them. You're in water. Yeah, just not a big deal.
I was pretty surprised that your feet weren't totally torn up after that. So,
no, totally fine.
like I see my Bashi. Cool. Yeah.
If I had if I had socks, maybe I'd wear them in some cases. But that's cool. Look at this. It's not a site. It's an open source repo. Runs text. All right, I'm going to check it out. I guess I don't care about finance tracking enough to do it really though. So I don't add up my expenses, and I'm not a big budget guy. Like once in a while, I haven't done it in a long time. There were a couple times when I would add up all my expenses once just to get like a snapshot of like, am I spending too much in any area or not? But I'd say in general, I live like so below my means that it's not like that relevant. And I think because like I was a poor college student or high school student who really wanted like fancy stuff, I got so good at getting deals and like figuring out like the value of stuff and how to resell it that I'm just like not worried about how much money I spend. Which segues nicely into this question. Are you still into getting a yacht? I would love to get a yacht someday. I really want to get a silent yacht. So there's a company called Silent Yachts. They're fully solar panel. They have diesel too, but they have solar panels, and you can go across the entire ocean on solar. The other nice thing is that because it's a much simpler system, they basically don't break down. So there's not the annual maintenance cost of other ones. Like my dream is just to have this yacht, have my friends on there, and we do these like awesome voyages. I think that'd be so much fun. Wouldn't say I'm at yacht territory now, but hopefully sometime in the future. We'll see. Do you have issues with Crocs, laces cut through rubber loops? I don't. I've never had that, but I don't wear the ones with laces anymore. So, you mentioned creating an app or script to rebalance your interactive brokers portfolio. Yeah, there's some Crocs.
That's what I'm wearing right now. Anyway,
did you do it? How is it? Their API is so bad that I got it like they have like 2 or 3 different APIs, and I got like some of it working with some of it working with the other. I couldn't get them both to work. And then Interactive Brokers sort of screwed me over where the way they were calculating margins seemed really weird. So all of a sudden my credit card bills didn't get paid, even though I had like a lot of extra margin. And it was like a weird, I'm switching basically. I'm thinking about doing E-Trade because it seems like they have a good API, but whoever I switch to next is going to have a good API. We've also been learning about box spreads, which are a way to get even lower margin rates than Interactive Brokers anywhere. It's probably too long of a thing for me to get into, also because I don't really understand it. But something worth looking into is European box spreads.
I would say if you want automatic rebalancing, like at this point, just use a service that does that after poking around the APIs for both of those things. And, I don't know, Ty seems pretty up on making something for it sooner than later. But, I think one that does it automatically would be best at this point.
I think now with Wealthfront or some of them, you can borrow against your portfolio. It's like crappy rates and crappy limits, but depending on how much you want to borrow.
Was Wealthfront the one Brian had such a hard time getting his money out?
That was Betterment. Don't put your money in Betterment. It might be like a multi-month ridiculous situation to get it out. Yeah. Daily Chipotle order is a half steak, half chicken salad with light beans, light brown rice, salsa, cheese, guac. Just thinking about it, delicious.
It's like you can see the future.
Yeah, exactly. Do either of you carry any supplements when you travel? No.
I used to, but yeah, not anymore.
I don't really believe in supplements, to be honest. Would you go into space if the possibility presented itself? I'd go tomorrow. That'd be awesome. It's hard to straight up get the margin rates. They do have the best rates. However, look up European box spreads. It's basically a way to construct this like 4-legged option play that essentially borrows at the interbank rate from traders. It's an interesting thing that's like probably too much for me to get into, but what's the rate right now? Do you know? Where you can get, it's like under 1%, right?
I think it ends up being a little more than that. Yeah.
So maybe similar to interactive brokers.
But margin rates are always also negotiable too.
Yeah.
It just depends on how much money it costs. Like at E-Trade, it's probably like a couple $100K or something like that. At Schwab, maybe like $1 million or something. But you just call them and say like, hey, I'm shopping around margin rates. They'll play ball with you if you have enough money in there.
Yeah. Do you self-custody your own crypto, or don't worry too much about buying, selling on exchanges? Yeah, I try. I self-custody, or like probably have like a little bit at ledin.io for interest and stuff like that. I haven't used interactive brokers crypto thing. Oh, look who it is. Brooke.
Yo! What up, Brooke?
It's our good friend Brooke. She is a funny. Brooke story is we were all in Japan together. Two of us, Brooke, and then another friend who lives there. And we found this incredible hike. It's Yakushima Island in southern Japan. And she asked me, she's like, I'm down for a hike. Brooke loves hiking. She's like, I went down for a hike, but like, is this like mountaineering? I'm like, no, it's very easy. It's like everybody does this. And I was really pushing this hike hard. And then we get there, and I forget what it was, but it was like, look for Yakushima Trail. And so we see something, it's like Yakushima Path. We're like, oh, we found it. And we had like a set of waypoints that we were supposed to follow. This before GPS and all that. It was like widely accessible. And we're walking through the forest and like finding zero of these waypoints. And it's like not an easy hike. It's like we're like scrambling up like leaves and like pulling ourselves up through the branches. It was supposed to be like a 4-hour hike, and like 8 hours in, we've seen zero waypoints, and it's dark. And Brooke is just so pissed. She's like, you tricked me. You knew this is what it was. I'm like, I swear I didn't. We ended up sleeping on the roof of a bathroom that we found after like, I don't remember how many hours that was, like hours and hours and hours. It was pitch black.
Yep, pitch black.
And we woke up the next morning on the roof of this bathroom and realized that was where we were supposed to be starting. Mona Pizza was an NFT I was going to start. Genius idea. And then as I was getting further with it, I was like, this is a huge scam. I'm not doing it. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I have a hard time thinking about leaving interactive brokers too, but look up the European box spreads. I'm telling you, it's a real thing. Look it up.
I didn't want to dog it too much, especially because I think Ty was getting annoyed with my complaints about it.
True.
But like, there were some basic things on the portfolio view that weren't working for me, like some cost basis stuff, like just some really basic things that I didn't see or that seemed to work wrong from my perspective. So I'm pretty happy to be like, I had one account there, another account somewhere else, and I'm very happy to be leaving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm in the wrong or if they're in the wrong with this like weird margin thing I have going on, but like either way, nobody will talk to me and tell me about it. And, bullish on any L2 ETH tokens or coins? No. I'm super bullish on ETH. And I guess my general perspective on it is that ETH probably will not be the biggest gainer. I mean, certainly won't be the biggest gainer, but it's definitely not going to be the biggest loser. And so I think like there's an asymmetric risk return, which is why I just put things in ETH. And I think if any of those layer twos or some of the other tokens do skyrocket, it's because ETH is also going up, or there's a link there. So even if I'm not getting all of the upside, I'm certainly taking a much smaller downside is how I see it. But I'm also maybe not as well informed as other people. So who knows? All right, let's see. That's the end of the questions. Are there any more questions before we go? Could probably stay on for another 15, 20 minutes if there are any more. Otherwise, maybe that's it. Our tea is basically turned to water at this point.
It was delicious, though. Thank you.
It was delicious, yeah. I love Ganda.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever watched Bankless? Yeah, I really like Bankless. I really like them. For some reason, I listen to it only in the car sometimes, but I never really drive that much, so I don't have that many opportunities. But I like to put on a random one and just learn about something that I know nothing about. So sort of before the L2s became big, I was hearing about one of them. Maybe it's just Polygon or Avalanche or something like that. It's. I think what I get from it more than anything else is that like there's so much incredible stuff going on in crypto right now that like even as a relatively well-informed person, I know nothing about. And and when you just think about like the reality of all of that becoming like slightly more mainstream, more usable, and interacting with each other, I think it's like it's exciting to see what it could become, especially when you listen to these guys who like really know a lot about it. Do you do a specific frequent flyer program, or mix, or a few? I don't really do any of it because it's just like I don't fly enough on any one to get status. And I don't care when I board. Like, I don't know. Like the benefits just don't matter that much to me. And there's other ways for me to get into lounges, so not worth going. I do the hotel programs though. I like the Marriott one a lot. It's pretty easy to like game that. Pretty easily get good status. Dying for cribs of all your properties to the overlap in items. Wow, that's
great idea.
Geez, I still haven't even done one of this one. Any plan to make a house gear post? I thought it was you who offered to come make a video, which if it's not you, I think it is. If it's not you, someone else did. Definitely someday I'm going to do that. The problem is that I always have some other big projects that I'm dying to do. And I'm like, well, once I do that, I'll do it. Like in this room that we're in now, it's the tea room. There's a sauna in here that I have to get rid of when I do the new one. And then I'm going to fill it with lava rock. And I have this great idea for a fountain that I'm going to build. So I have all these things.
We'll say momentum's pretty high right now too.
Momentum is high.
When time moved in, there was like a bunch of sort of half-finished projects, and I was thinking like, oh, is there anything ever going to happen? But yeah, now the pace is pretty high.
Maybe at the end I'll do a little sneak peek, and I'll show you one of the cool things in this room. We'll do that. If remind me if I forget, but I'm going to try to remember to do that. Cool. It was Denny. I thought so. I was like, boy, I really could have sworn that was you. Hope I emailed you back. I definitely meant to if I didn't, but I'm pretty bad at email. But I do plan on taking you up on that at some point. But I have at least one or two key projects. I still don't have a sofa. So like, it's crazy. All right. Last call for questions. And then I think we're going to go. Taylor, Todd, top 3 T's.
It's kind of funny. We ask each other this every once in a while. We have these like hypothetical questions, and one that's come up, a few times recently is, if you were limited to 3 T's for the rest of your life, like what would they be? I'd have to say a good gyokuro. There's one that I got down in Tynan, this like rolled black oolong kind of thing, and it tasted like peanut butter. It was what? Oh, you got it?
No, I have another one from.
Yeah, from this. Actually, it's from a tea shop called Dr. Chen's down in Tynan. Really, really cool place. And to be honest, there were a lot of teas there that I didn't like too. But that one, man, I still think about that all the time. And their successive batches haven't been as good. Anyway, long answer. Last one would be. Oh God. Yeah, I don't know, some oolong or something like that. But whatever. I guess I can just use 2.
You pick some oolong for. You're not gonna have any oolong in there.
That's crazy. I don't know.
Throw a phoenix in there. Come on.
Let's hear your answer.
Mine would probably be similar. I would do definitely good gyokuro. Definitely like a phoenix oolong. Mm-hmm. Actually, for my third, I would probably do like a Lishan or a Baojang, like some like super fruity floral Taiwanese oolong. Yeah, although I think about that peanut butter one a whole lot, realistically it would be like a Sun Moon Lake black tea and an oolong from, I don't know, that's true. Lishan or Alishan or something like that. Damn, I don't like these questions because it's like, you can only pick 3. That's a scary situation. How about you, Taylor? Post yours in here too. Oh yeah. Curious to see. Great. Yeah. All right. I think this is maybe our last question for Todd. How long do you think you'll stay in Japan long term? How long you've been there for? Oh yeah. People are also asking if you're like learning language and stuff, so you could add that. Wait, say that again? People were also asking like, are you learning language stuff? Oh yeah. Some earlier questions. Yeah, I've been studying a bunch. I've been using Anki for vocabulary, and I've been using Italki to take like 1-hour class sessions. I was doing that every day. I've been in Japan for I guess like officially maybe a little over a year, maybe a year and a half. Unofficially, it was like spending a lot of time there even before that, maybe like more than half the year. I do want to stay there long term, and you don't know what the future holds. But I'm just as intrigued as I've ever been, and it's such a pleasant place to live. Tokyo is great, as far as a big city goes, and like I said before, Japan, there's so much good stuff, just everywhere, around every nook and cranny. So, nice. All right, guys. I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming. Pretty good turnout today. It makes me want to do more of these. Let me show you my project I did. Give you a little sneak preview here.
Yeah.
Of some stuff in the tea room.
Yeah. Thank you all for sharing tea time with me too. Nice.
So can I zoom out more? So you can see, no, that's as zoomed up as we get. So this is the tea area. So I redid all this. And then look at this wall I made. Boom. See, there's the old sauna. So my brother and I made this, and behind it is the gym, but that now I have you can kind of see there where the curtain's not big enough.
You want me to pull it back a bit?
Oh yeah, you can pull it back. It's a mess in there, but getting the idea. This you can't see, but anyway, the gym's back there, so then if I work out, I can open it, can get some sun. I'll show you a little more, why not? A little preview. And then over here is the backyard. It's getting landscaped right now, which is very exciting. It used to have 0 living things in it.
Oh yeah, sure. Tatami.
And then there's the tatami, like tea room practice area. And then, oh look, I got zoom. You can see this is a little project I'm doing for some friends. Can't zoom that much. I'm 3D printing tourbillon movements for clocks so we can make our own little clock. Anyway, that's that. Let's see. Turn it back this way. Wave goodbye, see if there's any last minute things. All right. Oh, somebody else picked them. Smokeless Lapsang Souchong. Good choice. Yeah. Basic bitch spice tea. What is that? I don't know anything about that. Phoenix Oolong, classic. No, landed on this one. Mike, not a question. Been quietly lurking, reading your blog for years. Wanted to thank you for everything you've written. Thanks for reading. Really awesome to hear stuff like that, and awesome to see you guys. Makes me much more motivated to write and to keep doing stuff like this. So really appreciate it. Thanks for showing up, guys. Great to see all of you, especially like people I've seen in a long time. For a long time, it's always fun to see your names and see that you're still like reading, watching and stuff. Yeah. Any awesome gear recommendations, post them in the gear post. Every year, like I find like 1 or 2 cool things that a reader suggests. So I really appreciate that too. All right, guys.
Thanks for making